to you live outside of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, for the Patriots just beat the Jets 49-19 on Thursday Night Football. Thanksgiving Day premiere special. Tim, what are your thoughts on the game that just happened?
Well, to put it simply, the Jets had an awful game. I mean, you had the infamous butt fumble where Mark Sanchez ran into the rear end of one of his linemen, fumbled the ball, Steve Gregory picked it up, ran it back for a touchdown. And if you thought that was bad, on the ensuing kickoff, Joe McKnight returns it, and then he fumbles the ball, and Julian Edelman picks it up, runs to the end zone, 2 touchdowns in a matter of, what, like 15 seconds? That's pathetic.
Brennan?
I really think that the Jets just played, this is the worst game of the season for the Jets, especially you had the butt fumble. And then I agree with you, Tim, on that ensuing kickoff, how does a guy manage to lose the football once again, and yet Julian Edelman runs 22 yards again into the end zone for a touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, the butt fumble was bad. I mean, we all realize that. But let's just talk about the 5 turnovers the Jets made in this game. I'm kind of shocked they scored 19 points and only gave up 49 to the Patriots. One of the big things to talk about this game is the starting quarterback situation for the Jets. They still have Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow. Rex Ryan said after the game that, quote, Sanchez threw the ball well. Again, Mark will be the starting quarterback next week. So it sounds like Ryan's going to stick with Mark Sanchez. It sounds like Tim Tebow won't be getting a starting job anytime soon. Thoughts?
Rex Ryan is stupid. In terms of his coaching, it seems like he likes turnovers because they seem to symbolize the food. So he's like, oh, turnovers, that sounds good. But just give Tebow a chance. I mean, you made this big signing. ESPN kissed your butts for 5 weeks. So just give the guy a chance. I mean, look what he did in Denver. Why don't you give him another shot in New York?
I think that I agree with you as well that Tim Tebow should get a chance. Mark Sanchez basically needs a rest. He had an awful game against the Patriots. It's about time that he sits down on the bench and he figures out how can I play better and let Coach Ryan let me play in the game.
Well, I mean, it's clear that Mark Sanchez is never really going to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't throw the ball well, doesn't manage the game well, doesn't control the game, doesn't know how to execute plays. And it's really clear that, I mean, the butt fumble was kind of like the icing on the cake, the cherry on the ice cream, as they say. This has just really been a bad season for the Jets, and it's probably going to keep being a bad season.
Yeah. Well, if you're a Jets fan, yes, and I'm talking to you, Fireman Ed, just hope for a top 10 pick and then look towards the future for now.
But don't pick Geno Smith because you got enough quarterbacks. Brennan?
I think that basically, if I were Mark Sanchez, if I were the owner of the Jets, I'd actually want Mark Sanchez basically to just I'd want to trade Mark Sanchez. He's just not a good quarterback, and tonight basically shows how low Mark Sanchez has gotten.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's a player the Jets have invested a lot in. They've spent a high draft pick on him to get him. He played so well in college, but he's clearly not translating to the pros. Well, the infamous butt fumble game is concluded, and the same can be said for our coverage of said game. For Tim Best and Brennan Albertson, I'm Kevin Lindsay.